By show of hands, how many of you want to become an excellent communicator? Thank you. By show of hands, how many of you want to learn English grammar? Thank you. My name is Janani and welcome to my program, Excellent in English. Thank you for being here. The fact that you're all being here shows that you really want to focus on your English, and I really appreciate it for it. In this program, I promise you that I'll give you my 100% to make you better in your English grammar, and I'll help you with your English communication skills. In this program, you'll have 3 important key learnings. 1, you'll learn how to communicate better in English. You'll become an excellent communicator. You will communicate fluently with the help of English grammar. Before I start with the program, do I have your permission to tell a little bit more about myself? Thank you. My name is Janani and I'm a PhD scholar. So this is a story about little Janani. When I was in my 7th standard, I switched from state board to CBSE. And everything I learned in English was mere rote learning and mugging in the CBSE, in the state board. When I shifted to CBSE, I had to think more about on my own and write on my own thoughts. This was really difficult for little Janani, who then shifted from a different board. So my grammar was going away. Every mugging thing was fading away. So what I did was went and asked my English teacher's help. She told me that all you learned was just memorizing it and then giving it in your paper. Now you have to do a little bit of practical learning. So this has changed my dynamics over English, and now I have become an English professor at a reputed college in Chennai, and I'm also a PhD scholar. I've come a long way with the secret my English teacher has told, and now we'll see in this program. Moving forward, we'll start with the second. Before that, I want to begin with a question. What is communication? What is communication? Speaking. And what is needed to have a better communication? Face to face. Eye contact. Okay. With regard to the knowledge, what is that we need?
Words.
Words. For words are an important part of English grammar. So let's start with the grammar. We are going to start with parts of speech. Now we are moving on with noun. Do we all remember that our favorite pastime in our school was name, place, animal, things, right? Now we'll quickly divide into team of 2, and this will be team A and this will be team B. So I'll start, but on the count of 5, I'll give you a letter. You have to write name, place, and animal, things on the back side of your paper. I'll give you 1 minute to get yourself ready with the statement. Are you guys ready? Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the first letter is E. It is a group activity. You have to discuss with your group and write. What is the letter? E. E. So let's go with saying A. Have you come up with letters? Like the word of the letter? Yeah. Any one of you. Name Ishwari, England, King. Okay, you?
Name is Isha. Name is England. Animal is elephant. Thing is village.
Okay. Now this is a trial. Now when I say the letter, you both have to discuss it, finish it off soon, and the first team will get each point, the winning point. Okay?
Discuss.
Among the team. The next letter is Z. Z. Remember, the first team to finish will get the point. Yeah.
The name is Zakaria, Zambia, Zebra, and Zip.
Okay. Can we have a round of applause for team A? They got the point. Now, the next letter. Letter J.
Then
Yeah, it's again team A. Can you repeat?
Joseph,
Yeah.
Jamaica, Jakarta, Jail.
Team A gets 2 points and team B, you've scored nothing. So last letter L. Okay, team A. They said
Lata, London, Lamb, Lock.
And team A wins with 3 points. Now, the thing is, flip your papers. You'll find nouns in it. So, the interesting part of the game is that all we did was discussing nouns without knowing from our childhood. So, what are nouns? Nouns are name, place, animals, and things. So, you can see it in the material I've provided. Are you guys having a clear understanding of what is noun? Yeah, quickly, can we do a class share? What is noun?
Name, place,
Can you give an example for it? Nouns.
name, place,
Any example of it?
name, like Rita.
Yeah. So we'll move forward to the next next word. It is I'll give you the next worksheet. What are adjectives? Adjectives are when we give a description about a thing or a person or any thing for a matter, it is called adjective. Okay, this is there in the worksheet. And now I'll give you another worksheet, which will all be done in a game. Quickly take a look of the sheet. Are you guys done? Yeah. Now we'll move on to the team. I'm going to split you into three teams. You can choose your own partners. You got it, maybe? Fine. You, yeah, you two can come here. So I'll give you guys each for a team. I'll give you a tray, and I have mixed flashcards which are nouns, adjectives, and adverbs. Okay, all these will be mixed, and I'll give you a time frame of 5 minutes. Within that, you have to segregate in each color. For red, it's noun. For green, it's adjectives. For blue, it's verb. I'll repeat: red for nouns, blue for adjective, and dark blue that will have verbs. Yeah, you see. So this is T. Okay. C. So all these flashcards are a part of nouns, adjectives, and verbs. Nouns we saw it's name, place, and animal things. Adjectives are descriptive words, and verbs are action words. So red for nouns and light blue or greenish color for adjectives, dark blue for verbs. You have flashcards. You can team up with your partner and segregate it and put it in the respective colors. The first team to win will get 500 points. Yeah. Team C is done. We wait for the.
Can you check my phone?
Yeah, I am. But if you're saying done, it should be done. If you're checking again, it will be done.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. Stop.
Is everybody done? Okay, now I'll give you 30 seconds to check whatever you've done. And time. So we'll miss this tray to the other team and they will check with it. Yeah. The first team to finish was Team C, and now whoever gets the mistake, we deduct.
One is wrong. Nine is wrong. Nine is wrong. 11 is wrong. Now. Oh. Talking is the word.
So can we have a round of applause for Team B and C? They've got everything right. But the first one to finish was Team C. So the winner is Team C. So what are the things we learned from this game? Can anybody share?
Teamwork.
Yeah.
We have to do properly and we have to segregate.
Okay. Observation.
We learned the noun, verbs, and adjectives.
Yeah.
Same thing. Learn noun, adjective, and verbs.
Before in school, when we learned what are nouns, adjectives, verbs, they were literally explaining what are nouns, adjectives, and verbs. So it was just a mere sentence for us. Now we did an activity and we segregated things. It was very simple activity and we did it. Now this will retain in our memory much more longer. Now I have given you worksheets, right? Can you fill it? It will be much more easier for it to fill the worksheet.
So what to do?
Yeah, you have to finish it.
Good chill.
Yeah.
Writing.
Yeah.
Done.
Done.
Team C is on fire. They've been very competitive and they're doing their work quite quickly.
Speak.
We're still writing.
Done.
And also team B. Is everybody done? Now can we turn the paper and write what are the values we learned from this experiential learning? We experienced something, we did things on our own. And what are the things we learned? Mix and match.
Yes. Yes.
That's that. Can we do a class share? We'll start with Devi.
Learn now both adjectives and one is subject.
Okay.
I'll add a smarter one. See.
Wonderful.
It was easily understood because it was more like you could see and then understood the idea behind it.
So why was it, do you have any ideas of why was it more easier to understand?
No, it was exploratory and other than that, I understood writing action words for verbs.
Oh. Lekha?
Yeah. The first word you need to know language and that's how you understand. And you need to pass.
Okay.
Separate it correctly. If you won't separate it correctly, then you will forget whatever you have.
Okay.
Learned the English grammar and
Thank you. Did you have fun? Did you guys have fun?
Yeah.
Is English fun?
Yes.
Can learning a theoretical language can be fun?
Yes.
Yeah, with this, we are towards the end of the session. So, did we learn that English can be taught in a practical way?
Yes.
Grammar can be easy.
Yeah.
With the help of grammar, can we speak fluent English? And this is your 3 key takeaways. And thank you for the opportunity. I have feedback forms kindly fill. Before we conclude the program, can I get a commitment from you in order to have a very fluent English, to be fluent in English language? Can we just give 15 minutes of time to watch an English series or watch an English movie or even read a page exclusively for 15 minutes in English and try to converse us in the front of the mirror? Can we take that commitment? Yeah. So just we'll keep our hand and we'll say, I'm committed to give myself 15 minutes of, I'm committed to give myself 15 minutes of English hours, 15 minutes of English hours to the betterment of my language. Yeah. Thank you for being wonderful participants, and thank you, coach, for the opportunity.
Start.
One second. By show of hands, how many going to become excellent storytellers? Wonderful. By show of hands, how many of you love telling stories? I'm Oviya and welcome to the program Storyscape. The fact that you all are here truly says that you love telling stories and you want to become better storytellers. You have a story that you want to tell everybody. Now, thank you for being here. I truly appreciate that you all are here. And by the end of the program, I promise I'll give my 100%. And we'll be learning about why storytelling is actually important, about the science behind storytelling, and 7 keys for storytelling. Now, before we begin, do I have a permission to introduce about myself? Dr. Oviya? Thank you. I'm Oviya and I'm doing my grade 11 in TIPS Pedagogy. So, as a child, like a normal child, I love stories. Every night I go to bed, I want bedtime stories. So I had my grandmom who always used to talk about mythological stories about gods and stuff. I also had this book called 365 Stories. So each day I could have a story, but there was this one problem. I knew many stories, but how do I go tell my friends? How do I go tell my school? Like if my school has many competitions, how would I go participate? I could not because I didn't know how to tell them my story. So I asked my father. My father is a businessman, so he's a very good public speaker. So I asked him to help me out, and he also gave me a few tips. And I also went to many classes for storytelling, and I went to many competitions after that. And sometimes I didn't win anything, but sometimes I didn't. Yeah, and this is about me. So let's begin. Why is storytelling important? Are we all curious about it? Why is it important? Is it the key for communication? Just like us, there was this journalist back in 2009 who was named Rob Walker. He wanted to find out if storytelling is really, if it really plays an essential role. So what he did was, he went to eBay and he bought 200 objects. Each cost about $1. After that, he went to 200 different authors and asked, do you want to join me for this research? And they said yes. So what they did was, for the 200 different objects, they created 200 different stories. Each author took one object and created 200 different stories. And now, I assume with nail-biting anticipation, he went back to India. Do you think there would have been any change? Yes? Understood. Yes, there was a change. One particular object was this one. This object of a horse's head. He bought it for 0.99 cents. And just with a story, he sold it for $62.95, which is about 6,395% increase. So overall, all the 200 objects cost $129. But after the stories were added, he got $8,000. This is a huge change. And this is why story is important. Okay. Now, let's all play a game. How many of you are ready for the game? Raise your hands. Okay, so now the rules for the game is I have few pages. I have 10 pages folded into chips inside this pouch. And each page has a picture. So I want two team captains here, please. Any of you. Thank you. Okay, now you two are going to take five pages from this and name your team. What do you want to name this? Amazing. You? Brilliant. Okay, so you go in amazing team and you can go to brilliant, amazing, brilliant, amazing, and brilliant.
See there. They can meet that.
Okay, super. Now please form circles and sit around. I will give you all 5 minutes. Okay, when I say start, open the chips, look at the different pictures given. Yeah, so you look at the pictures given and create a story. Okay, are you all ready? Louder, louder. Yes. Ready. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. Start. 5 minutes.
Story how long?
It can be a thing. At least for 30 seconds or a minute. Would be fine.
Connecting all this?
Yes, connecting all of them. You have to connect all of them. Come on, guys, discuss.
Just speaking over the phone, making it on the phone. This is make a note of it.
Okay.
That's
See,
all.
amazing.
Yeah.
Finish that.
We got it.
Done. You guys finished it with this book? That's wonderful. Okay, sir, could you come?
No, she's the person.
Okay, then please come on to the stage.
Take all the. She knows everything. You are the other to understand. Okay, we have it next. All this. I can. Okay. You guys want.
The first picture you're showing is a girl. This girl happens to be a basketball player. She's in need of a jersey for tomorrow's match. So she makes a call to her friend to get a nearby jersey shop's number, and she notes it down with a pen. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Our story goes like, there was a boy, he had a cupboard in his house, he opened the drawer, he found a book, he started reading the book and it was about a farm, he was very interested. So he took his bicycle and went to the farm, enjoyed with the animals and took a picture.
Thank you.
What did you learn from this?
Collecting the pictures.
Connecting.
Pictures.
Okay. What did you learn from this?
Collect the picture in the proper manner and create a story.
Bobby, what did you learn from this?
Creative way of telling a story by connecting five unconnected.
Creative way, very good, very good. Do you all enjoy? Please. Now, we all saw how story was powerful, right? It's not just about this. Even we all get it day by day. Just by story. How many of you watch James Bond movies? Okay, some people. We know that's not real. We know there's no superpower, that's not real. But we still pay the ticket and go watch the movie, don't we? And some people really enjoy the movie so much that they come out and be like, wow, what a man. We try to be more like him, don't we? Yeah, superhero, we're Spider-Man, or we want to be more like him. Crazy fans who just goes to a watch shop and buys the exact same watch as James Bond is wearing in the movie. Now we have this K-pop bands, this Korean, this BTS, and all. So we all go, even if it's $10,000, we still pay and buy the watch or the shirt, right? So this is the power story. What happens at this point? What happens is that we are getting emotionally invested in that part. When you get emotionally invested in something, you become less observant. All your senses just gets blocked. Scientifically, what happens is, in simple terms, all the neurotransmitters, the hormones, when you watch James Bond, it goes to your cortex and it just hijacks your cortex, blocking all the senses we all have.
And so that is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take a particular hormone. Dopamine. I'm going to induce this into your bloodstream now. Are you all ready? Are you all okay with me doing that?
Yeah.
I was grade 6, and as I told, I went to many competitions. So my school was conducting one of the competitions. It was like inter-school competitions where many schools come and participate. So they asked for people who wanted to participate, and I obviously raised my hands. I wanted to, but none of my friends did. Then, just the day before the competition, I was preparing really hard, and just the day before competition, they say you need to have something called an interview before the competition, even for you to get selected in the competition. So you tell your story there, you need to have an interview before. This was a twist. I didn't know what to do, but I was nervous, but I was okay with it. So I went to the classroom. I thought it was my teacher, my English teacher, who was going to interview me, ask me questions, and yeah, I get selected. That was not the case. He came hurriedly. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not going to interview you. There's a room there where another person is sitting, and he's going to interview you." I was, even with my teacher, I was that nervous. If it's somebody else, a 6th grader, I can still remember. And you know, that's going to be the worst day of my whole entire 6th grade. I didn't know. So I was going to that room where I could still remember how my palms were sweating, my throat which became very tight, my heartbeat's rising. I'm going there. I'm almost halfway. It's like around the corner. My teacher calls me back again. It's like, "Oh yeah, it's so fast." And he says this. I'm going to tell you what he says. Is that annoying? It is. Right? But I just wanted to prove you all how it would be dopamine is high in your bloodstream. Did you all feel more focused? Were you more concentrating? Did your concentration span increase? Yeah. This is what happens when dopamine is in your bloodstream. What are you doing? That's not part of the story. So let's move on. So when dopamine it will be high in your bloodstream, your focus will increase, you become more motivated, and your memory increases. Now, how do you do that? How do you make your audience, like how I did? How did I do that? You have to build suspense. You have to launch a cliffhanger. And the best part is that every story can increase your dopamine levels, every hormones. You don't have to just do the cliffhanger how I did. You don't have to do all that. You just have to say it because every story has some suspense, right? Now, if you're living your life right, then storytelling has to be a part of it. You all will have to say stories. You have to give a pitch to your boss, or you have to give a presentation to your employees, or your friend will call for a hangover, right? Or for a toast. You will have to say stories every day. All these opportunities are coming to you. You need to be prepared. How do you do that? It's by finding your voice in a story. You need to be connected to your audience. And how do you get connected to your audience? By saying your story. Your voice in front of your story. Now, this 7 tips which I was talking about is not just about how to tell a good story. It's about how not to tell a bad story. Be prepared, but not too prepared. You want to say story, have a storyline. When you are taking a journey from a point A to point B, it's not just the route. It's also the side tracks, the side roads, the shortcuts, the long cuts which make the journey worthwhile, right? That's how. So don't let preparation come in between your way of a good story. So leave some liberal rooms to explore that part of the story which is going right, and leave some escape rooms where you can skip that part of the story which is not. I want to be funny, but I'm not. There are many people who say this. I want to tell a story, but I'm just not funny. It's okay, let's not be funny. Name names. When you say a story and you don't want to mention somebody's name, some people will be like, I want to tell a story, but I don't want that person to know I'm talking about him. I want to say a story, but I don't want him to get embarrassed. I don't want her to get embarrassed. I don't want her to know that I'm talking about her at all. I mean, think about it. When you do that, that person gets power on your story. Don't let somebody with no name decide your story. Now start at the beginning and end at the end. When I sit down to talk to my friends, they talk for 5 minutes and then later they say, okay, here's how the story begins. Then what were you doing for the past 5 minutes? If this is where the story begins, then what was going on? What is the story then? And so you should start. It was fun how it was nice to hear how your grandma came back to your house back in 1830s. But what does that have to do with the cat you just bought? Right? So start at the beginning and end at the end. If you have seen many storytellers, they finish the story properly. They reach the point which they have to reach in their journey, and they just say, yeah, that's it, bye. That's the end of the story. I'm signing off, or something like that. But you see other people sometimes sit and they're like, okay, so now the moral of the story is, and they moralize. You gotta trust your audience. They are humans too. They will get what you wanted to get from that story. Or they'll get what they got, what morals they got from their story. So you can't just moralize the story and grab the opportunity from them. Right? So if in a story, I will have my own perspective, I will get what I wanted to get, the balance I wanted to get. But you will have a different one. Right? So when you talk about a moral of the story, then that means the audience will stick to that point and won't think much. But you want them to be more creative. Right? The devil is in detail, and details are boring. When I say my dog is my best friend, you understand, right? You understand. Because we all are humans and we have shared experience. So I don't have to sit for another 2 minutes and talk about how my dog just stares at me every time comes to the doorway, every time I come home. I don't have to do all that. You already know. It's your opinions too. And as I said, when you stand here, I've already made connection with God. Then it's up to me if I have to keep that connection going on. Why are you all listening to me? I'm standing here and you have no other choice. But if I use some controversial topics, I might lose connection with some people. Some people might keep it right, some people might quote. So you should not lose the connection with your audience. So don't use controversial topics unless it is clearly. This is the key rule. All these rules have to be broken. Sometimes you have to normalize what your story. Sometimes you have to offend your audience for that to make them listen to you. And sometimes details are important. So this is about it. So everybody here, let's take a vote. Keep your hands in your chest and say, I have a story.
I have a story.
Which I have to share.
Which I have to share.
Excellent storyteller. Excellent storyteller.
I am
So you should always practice. As I said, there are many opportunities that are coming every day, and you have to grab the opportunities. Storytelling is very important. So this is the end of my presentation. Any questions?
Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Sachin and I am a life coach. I use games, activities and exercises to teach young champions valuable life skills and study skills which help them become number one in studies and number one in life. Continue to watch our videos, share them, subscribe to our channel and please do comment. It'll help us, it'll inspire us to make more good content like this. Thank you so much for watching our channel. Also do visit our website. Thank you so much.